Oh, God, it stinks.
Give it to me.
That's a load of hay loaded up. Dad's got to take that to Thornton at some point. That should be enough hay now over at Thornton to last us till Christmas, because there's still a group of cows over there. He takes one bale every time he goes on the baling roller and then fills up whilst he's there with another bale. So we're hoping the weather stays good and that'll keep them out. Last of the round bales are in. That's what those ones are there. I know there were some people getting their knickers in a twist about the fact that we had to bring them in and they've been in the field for a month. The reason why they've been in the field for a month is because it's rained for a month and we couldn't move them. So we bought them as fast as we could. In theory, all the ones that are 3 high are for cows. The ones that are 2 high are for young stock. There's a load more of those down the bottom as well. Heifers and steers are out grazing and they've got 100 odd days worth of grazing ahead of them, so they shouldn't need too much silage. Bulls are in and they'll go onto a bit more of an intensive ration, but at the minute we're just getting them onto that real high quality silage and that's doing them quite nicely. We have a busy week as we have to clean out that room there. That is our old shoot room and we're having a on-farm meeting with our discussion group on Thursday, so we need to get that ready for them. We've also got loads of other jobs to get done in the meantime because tomorrow I've got Herd Watch coming to do an ag adventure episode. So we've got a film crew on farm, which is very fancy. In the meantime, we've got to weigh these doozies here. This is all the heifer group and the cool cows are in here now as well because they need to get fat and get gone ASAP. Hopefully we'll get a draw from them this week. We sent 14 cattle last week and they killed out beautifully, all hitting like R3s, and it's just like, oh, there is something so pleasing about the fact when you aim for like an R3, R4 and everything comes back like R3, 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 oh, it's just, oh, it's so good. Let's get on with weighing these heifers. So for those of you who've never seen our handling system before, it is super simple. So the cattle will come that way. They come up behind this panel, which my dad built this race years ago. They come behind this panel. We've got the old parlour in here, which is just a room with a couple of pens in it. They can run in there and then we'll bring them out into this bit and fire them down there. The race has got this backing gate, it's on a chain. So they'll go under that, push themselves under, and then they back up, they can't get out. We have the guillotine gate here, which separates, obviously, different animals in and out of the race. There is a door if you want to get in behind the crush, and then there's the cattle crush. This cattle crush is a fair age, to be fair, but I'm not overly taken by it. It's too noisy, in my opinion, but it does the job. The reason why this race works so well is because cattle go up that way, and then they come back down this race, and animals love just coming back the same way as what they've got. It's actually one of those things that's incredibly well designed, despite the fact that it wasn't really designed that way. It was just happened to be the way that it works. Our crush has got weigh cells underneath, so we've got these platform load bars that the crush is bolted to. But actually, I think it would be better if it had a floor in it. The reason why I think that is an absolute pain in the bum is because when we're out at Thornton, for example, we can't weigh cattle because you can't get it to stand level and it digs in the floor. Whereas if it sat on the floor and had a platform inside that weighed, you'd still be able to weigh cattle. It'd be just better, but it is what it is. We just have to run with it. Oh, and if you're wondering what the tyre was, we put that in when we're weighing young stock. Stop them turning around. Come on out then, girls. Come on. Up. Here we go, here we go. You're a good one. You look well. 2826. $27.83. Not today. You can probably go. Let's trim your tail up. Come on, girl. Come on in. Come on. Come on, Chunky. If you're wondering why I don't trap the heads, it's because it sends them a little wild. So if you trap the heads too much, they don't want to come in the crush. So that's those girls all sorted out. We've got a few of them drawn out, which is quite nice. I think there's a couple I'm gonna have to draw out by eye because they were weighing pretty well, sort of like 590s, 600s, but I didn't mark them up because I didn't think they were quite big enough yet, but then you let them out and they look finished. One of the problems you have when you've got a smaller cow is if you have a cow that's like 700 odd kilos, then that calf is genetically gonna need to be bigger in order to be finished. Some of their mothers are only sort of 550, so when you get them above 550, they're gonna be pretty finished. So some of them are finished before they seem heavy enough. So you kind of have to draw a few by eye. So I think I'm gonna have to go through and pick a few out. I've just had a message from Dad to say that one of the calves has got out that's grazing up in the field and it's pushed through onto the neighbour's cover crop. It's like a winter birdseed mix and it's gorged itself. So we've got to run it in and just let it down a bit. Come on, girl. So I've got her in the crush. You can see here, look, on this side, how it's just a bit swollen. So we're gonna get a tube down her and let that down. Oh, God, yeah, it stinks. You can see the steam coming out of that, look. That's all the stuff going down. Look, can you see it? That's the rumen going down. Look, you can see just that bit of cobweb on the end, how it's blown in and out. That's all the gas coming out of the cow. If you look here, you can see how it's gone down now, look. It's just completely disappeared straight away. Just took all of that inflammation out. That's how you relieve bellyache. Come on in, girl. We'll leave that in the yard now for 24 hours and just make sure she's all right, and then we can send her back up the field again. Now the calf's sorted, beef buff needs a bath. Still the best thing about this. That's the beef buff washed. Gonna put her back in the shed for a couple of weeks. Not for the winter, because we've still got the cows out of Thornton, they're gonna have to come back at some point. And we've got heifers up the village as well. So all those things have got to come back. But for now, I just want to get it out of the way. So we're gonna stick it in the shed because I can't stand stuff cluttering up my yard. Dug the guns of us out, ready for discussion group meeting. I don't know if we need it or not, but the cows are a fair way from home, and so are some of the pastures, and the heifers aren't too close to the yard either. So thought we'd get that out ready, and if anyone needs to use it, we can use that to get about. 6.6 does look a little bit overkill on it, mind, but there's no such thing as being overpowered. Been and got the bucket brush on the telehandler so we can have a brush up, because I don't want anyone thinking we're untidy when it comes to this discussion group meeting. We're now about ready for discussion group meeting. We've got the bus parked up there, ready for taking people around, and the room is all clean and tidy. And Mum's even got the fire lit, look at that, beautiful. Should you want to be part of the discussion group, I would argue that this is probably one of the best things that we've ever been part of. And I don't think we could have won Beef Farmer of the Year if we hadn't been part of this group, because this group is just taking things to the next level. It's the Precision Grazing Discussion Group. I'll stick the logo up here. It's run by James Daniel, and then it's facilitated by people like Liz Jennifer, Sarah Morgan. They cover the whole of England. I think they cover Wales as well. I'm not sure about Scotland and Northern Ireland. I don't think they do cover them places yet, but if you're part of England or Wales, you can definitely get involved. There's a yearly subscription, runs from January to January. It is worth every single penny. There's a 3-tier system in beef and lamb. There's the base tier where you get online webinars and online courses and things like that. Then if you go to the next tier, you get to join in the on-farm meetings like today, and there's also access to a couple of extra meetings and also the open day, which happens once a year. And then if you go top level, which is what we are, you have a monthly meeting where we discuss our plate meter readings. We look at how grass is growing and compare it to other people. We look at rainfall. We talk about different times of year, so what we're going to do about shutting up for silage, how we're going to manage that, how we're managing stock, how we're managing turnout, how we're managing winter. It's genuinely one of those groups where you get 10 times out what you put in. I think top level was about £600 a year last year, and honestly, it is just worth every penny. I cannot tell you enough. If you want to get more out of your grazing, more out of your grass, and do more in your business from a grass level, and make the most of the thing that you can grow for, well, kind of for free, unless you're putting fertilizer on. But precision grazing will help you cut your fertilizers, definitely. If you want to make the most of that, it's just worth every penny. You really need to get involved. Okay, I'm going to admit it, I might have kind of forgot to do any videos, but it was brilliant. There was 20 odd people here, just so many ideas and people thinking of things that we hadn't thought of, and it's brilliant, like such a valuable tool. And I honestly urge anyone to get involved with precision grazing. If you're in beef and lamb, just get in touch with James Daniel, get in touch with the guys there, and they will put you right. It's well worth it. Anyway, sorry for cutting this video a little bit shorter than usual. I have been ill this week, so yeah, I've not been about quite so much, but I will be banging another one out next week. Hope you've enjoyed it. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in a bit. Ta-da! Hey, if you haven't seen it already, why not check out this video, or you can subscribe by clicking on that logo. Alternatively, head to www.bodysfarm.com where you can read more about the farm, check out some blog posts, or treat yourself to some of the amazing clothing that we wear here every single day. Cheers!